The FIA has now confirmed in a communication that the Contract Recognition Board unanimously decided that Oscar Piastri's agreement with McLaren was his only valid deal for the next year after Alpine had planned to field him in a race seat next year. McLaren then shortly announced Piastri had joined the team on a multi-year deal beginning in 2023, rounding out the team's lineup alongside Lando Norris. The news ends the contract saga that has engulfed Piastri and Alpine in recent weeks, which was sparked by Fernando Alonso's decision to leave Alpine for Aston Martin in 2023. The day after Alonso announced his departure, Alpine announced Piastri would be racing for the team next year, only for Piastri to deny he would be racing for the team next year. According to the CRB ruling, Piastri and McLaren signed an agreement on July 4th, the Monday following the British Grand Prix, that is thought to have been a reserve deal for next year. However, now that Daniel Ricciardo has agreed to leave McLaren, the deal could be upgraded to include a full race seat. Alpine confirmed in a brief statement that they consider the matter closed and will announce their full 2023 driver lineup in due course. Many words have been exchanged about the situation, particularly among fans of the prospective teams on social media, but drivers have largely remained silent about their thoughts on the situation and Oscar Piastri in general. That is, until everything has been confirmed. Now that Piastri has finally been confirmed to drive for McLaren, he will be partnering Briton Lando Norris. And while McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel is aware that the Australian faces a significant challenge, he's confident that Piastri has what it takes to succeed. First of all, he has shown as a race driver, with his success he had in his junior career, especially in F3 and F2, winning it first time each year, that he's a great talent and has a lot of potential. But also the way Zach Brown and myself got to know him, in terms of personality, we think he's a perfect fit for us. He's young, full of energy, ambitious. I think he has the right level of self-confidence as well. But at the same time, he's very humble. He's fully aware of the big challenge that is ahead of him. He's very loyal. And that's why I wanted to get him on board. He wanted to be with us. And that's why we're very happy that we could announce he's with us from next year onwards. Meanwhile, Lando Norris welcomed his new teammate, but stressed the importance of staying focused on the 2022 season. I'm looking forward to it. Another new year, someone new to work with. It's always different for every driver to work with someone different. Of course, it will be a new challenge for everyone, including himself, Piastri. So, of course, welcome to the team, Oscar, but we still have a long season ahead. This is 2023, so that's good news. Good news for the team, but we have a lot of work to do this year if we want to give ourselves a good car next year, so the focus is on that for now. McLaren's 2023 lineup will almost certainly be the youngest, with a combined age of only 45 years. It could be both a benefit and a disadvantage. They will most likely have two very capable drivers, but they will lack the expertise that comes from years of driving at the pinnacle of motorsport. That knowledge is extremely beneficial in one area, car development, but it's not a given. That responsibility should have fallen on Daniel Ricciardo, the more experienced of the two, but as it's become clear, the Australian was more of a liability than an asset, with the team expanding resources to try to get him up to speed with his teammate. Speaking of which, what does Daniel Ricciardo think of the man replacing him? Intriguingly, he has been surprisingly supportive of his countrymen, refusing to blame Piastri or his management for his current situation. I honestly still don't know what the future holds for Oscar, but yeah, I mean, from the terms of that, it's just business. And obviously Mark's just doing his job for Oscar, so I don't take any of that personal. Assuming Oscar, I think he's kind of guaranteed a spot on the grid next year somewhere, so I will support him. And I will support a fellow Aussie, and yeah, I don't take it personally. The 33-year-old has not spoken directly to Piastri or Webber, who Ricciardo replaced at Red Bull in 2014, but he understands that they were under no obligation to speak with him before making their proposal to McLaren. Have I heard from him? No. I don't think there's been a reason for him to reach out. As I said, I'm very sure they're going through their stuff as well. So yeah, I've obviously been trying to sort my stuff out. As a result, the McLaren driver does not want any hatred directed at Piastri or Webber from his fans. Well, I'm not going to tell them not to support me, but yeah, look, as I touched on earlier with the previous question, people will feel, I guess, emotional towards the decision, but it's business in terms of, as I said, Mark's looking out for Oscar, he's got a job to do for him. So, you know, that's where this is. It's a sport, but business at the same time, so you have to kind of put yourself first. if you will, and that's that. It's certainly not the outcome I wanted, and when I joined the team, I had a much different idea of how it would go, but it's the reality of the situation. And obviously that's where Zach and the team felt like it was going, so that was that. But yeah, happy to have the sport. But I don't want to condone any negative feelings towards others. Ricciardo has been linked with a return to Alpine or a move to Haas, where Mick Schumacher's contract expires at the end of the season. Another driver who has commented on the situation is Pierre Gasly, who is rumored to be on his way to Alpine as Red Bull looks for another driver to fill the AlphaTauri seat. The Frenchman admitted he was watching the driver market madness since the start of the summer break, including Piastri's decision to turn down Alpine, which surprised him. I thought it was quite a bold move from Piastri to refuse an F1 seat when you know how difficult it can be to get there and being affiliated with Alpine. I was just quite surprised with his move. Piastri's public statement claiming it was incorrect for Alpine to claim he would be racing for the team next year has been called into question, especially given the team's level of support throughout his junior career. Alpine F1 boss Otmar Szafnauer said he wished Piastri had shown more integrity in the matter, while Mercedes boss Toto Wolff said people should be cautious about what they say about multinational corporations over social media. Red Bull has supported Gasly's racing career, helping him advance through the junior ranks before making his F1 debut in 2017. Gasly has since gone on to become a Grand Prix winner, taking AlphaTauri's only victory at Monza in 2020. When asked about the importance of respect and loyalty in these situations, Gasly said it was important to be grateful for the opportunities that come your way. At the end of the day, that's also how it works. I think I'm in a good position to talk about that. I've been with for 9 years Red Bull. There were a lot of highs. The only low was in 2019 with them, but nevertheless, you're always grateful whatever happens for the opportunities. I would never be in Formula 1 if they would not help me and put me in the junior program at the end of 2013. These things, you should remember who helped you first and always be kind of appreciative and grateful for these things. Alpine has relied heavily on the Piastri is the wrong narrative, going to great lengths to make a moral as well as a legal case. The team kept its end of the bargain and was upset that Piastri refused to keep his end of the bargain and trust the team's short and long-term plans for him. But trust and loyalty go both ways, and Alpine has acted selfishly, at times at the expense of Piastri, with the team's inaction costing Piastri a spot on the 2022 grid. We now know that Piastri's McLaren contract was signed on the Monday following the British Grand Prix, when it appeared certain that Alonso would stay in Alpine. If Alonso had accepted the 1+1 deal, Piastri could have been denied an Alpine seat until 2025, if not later. At the same time, Piastri was expected to be satisfied with a loan to Williams, hardly the most ambitious of options. Of course, Alpine was fulfilling its contractual obligations. However, this is not a set of circumstances that a young driver or his management team can believe is in his best interest. But all of that is in the past, and the Australian driver is now looking forward to his Formula 1 debut. I'm extremely excited to be making my F1 debut with such a prestigious team as McLaren, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that's been offered to me, he said, according to McLaren. The team has a long tradition of giving young talent a chance, and I'm looking forward to working hard along Lando to push the team towards the front of the grid. I'm focused on preparing for my F1 debut in 2023 and starting my F1 career in Papaya. What do you think, guys? Has the situation turned out as you expected? Do you agree with Alpine that Oscar Piastri betrayed them, or did they make a mistake by not promoting him sooner? How do you think he'll perform next year? Let us know in the comment section down below.